Do you ever wonder why life keeps kicking you down? Ever sit there and ask, what did I do to deserve this? Why can't they see the real me? Why don't they hear my voice? It's not complicated. They don't care. They never cared, and they never will. And you've been running in circles, shouting with every ounce of you, begging to be seen, trying to be understood. But here's the twist, The louder you cry, the quieter they get. You keep smashing your soul against that same brick wall over and over, thinking someday it'll crack, but it won't, not until you do. Not until you realize the one truth they never want you to know. The secret to standing tall, to winning, to owning your power. You want to hear it? Here it is. Silence. Yeah, silence. Sounds wrong, right? You're probably asking how being quiet fixes anything. How not speaking can protect you from being trampled again. But that's exactly where you've been misled. See, they expect you to yell. They wait for your rage. They want you to crack, to lash out, to break into pieces. And when you do, they smile because they win. They drink in your anger, your chaos, your hurt. That's their game. They thrive on knowing they control you, that they live rent-free in your head. But when you go still, when your soul goes silent, when you stop feeding their need, that's when they start to twitch. That's when they start to unravel. Because silence, it terrifies them. They don't know how to sit with it. They don't know how to manage the quiet. And that's the moment you flip the script. You take the reins. Ever notice how they squirm when you say nothing? How the calm in your eyes makes them uncomfortable? They can't stand it, not getting a rise out of you. They thrive on your energy. Your reaction is their food. And when you starve them of it, oh, they crumble. You sit there still, unshaken, cold, and it drives them mad. They spiral. They second guess. Did they cross a line? Did they lose control? Are you about to explode? The silence makes them paranoid. And in that fear, they begin to shatter. Here's the truth about silence. It's not just about keeping quiet. It's about reclaiming everything. It's about not giving them the keys to your emotions. It's about no longer letting someone else steer your storm. They want to own you, control you. They want to push your buttons, watch you burn. But when you don't react, when you walk away from their fire without a scratch, they lose. They feel powerless because your silence is a mirror, and in it they see who they really are. Empty, desperate, and powerless. Over you. Want to know the truth? Why they treat you like nothing? It's not because you're worthless. It's because you've been too generous with your words, your heart, your time. You kept pouring yourself into people who never once earned it. You bent over backwards trying to make them see, trying to help them understand your point of view. But let me break it to you. They never wanted to understand. They never cared. All they saw was what they could extract. And the more you gave, the more they drained you up until you were just a shadow of the person you used to be. Just an empty shell. Ever notice how the quiet ones always seem to stay in control? Always 2 steps ahead, untouched by the chaos around them? That's not by accident. They know something you didn't. Silence is power. Silence is a weapon. When you're quiet, no one knows what you're thinking. They can't read you. They can't play you. And that uncertainty, it makes people nervous. It knocks them off balance, turns their confidence into fear. Because silence, it's a mirror. And most people can't stand what they see. They'll try to drown you in distractions, keep you talking, keep you explaining. Because as long as you're busy defending yourself, you're not seeing them for who they really are. It's all a game. So what's your next move? You go silent. You stop justifying. You stop pouring your soul into those who wouldn't lift a finger for you. You stop fighting battles that were never yours to begin with. You stop defending yourself. You stop handing them your time, your peace, your breath. You let your silence carry the weight. Let it speak what words never could. Let it echo in their mind long after you're gone. Let it dig into their comfort. Keep them awake at night. Because silence, it's louder than rage, colder than revenge. It's the one thing they never saw coming. The one thing they can't twist, can't manipulate, can't own. You still think kindness will save you? That being the bigger person will earn you respect? That if you just keep sacrificing your dignity, they'll finally see your worth? No, that's not how this world works. Being kind gets you trampled. Being forgiving makes you a target. They smile at your patience, then bleed you dry. They take and take until there's nothing left but ashes. And when they're done, they leave like you never mattered at all. So here's what you do now. You stop giving a damn. You stop shrinking for people who wouldn't shrink for you. You stop explaining yourself to people who never tried to understand you in the first place. You go quiet, not weak, silent. Let them wonder why you disappeared. Let them choke on their own memories. Let them face the version of themselves they created in your absence. And you move, head high, words few, eyes locked on your future. Because you owe no one an explanation. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Not your time, not your energy. They didn't respect it. They didn't value it. And they sure as hell didn't deserve it. You think silence makes you weak? That it makes you look passive? No, silence is discipline. Silence is fire held in steel. It's the sharpest weapon you'll ever carry. Because when you're quiet, you've got the upper hand. You've stopped playing You've stepped out of the ring, and they're scrambling, spinning, trying to figure out where they lost their grip. They thought they had you, thought they could pull your strings, but then you disappeared. No reaction, no response, just ice. And that's the moment the power shifted. Watching someone who once controlled you fall apart when you don't even blink, that's satisfaction. That's revenge without lifting a finger. Silence shakes them. Silence shatters the illusion. It makes them feel like dust in a storm they can't stop. That is the flavor of real victory. People fear silence because silence reflects. It doesn't distract, it reveals. When you stop talking, stop explaining, you hold up a mirror and they can't handle what they see. Their fear, their weakness, their guilt, it all swells up. They collapse under it every single time. So let them yell, let them kick and scream. You don't move, don't explain, don't try to be understood. Stay still, stay silent. That's how you dominate. Let them perform, let them spin their chaos. You keep your center, you keep your stillness. That quiet, that's your edge, that's your armor, that's your war cry, without a sound. And when they crawl back, when they beg for one word, one sign, you give them nothing. Keep walking, let them suffocate in the void you left behind. That's how you win. That's how you take it all back. While they drown in noise, you rule in silence. Leave them behind. And don't get it twisted. They'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed, that you've lost your heart. Let them whisper and wonder, because the truth is, they were never worthy of your warmth. They never earned your compassion. They never valued your presence. So no, they don't get the privilege of your energy anymore. All they ever truly earned was your silence. So give it to them. Stay silent. It's not just staying quiet. It's about commanding your space. It's about protecting your power. Every word is a piece of your soul, and not everyone deserves that access. When you speak, you open the door. When you speak, you hand them a map to your emotions. But when you say nothing, you deny them control. You deny them entry. Silence becomes your armor. Solid, impenetrable, unshakable. It makes them nervous. Silence rattles them. They can't read you. They can't twist what they can't hear. So they start to second guess themselves. They overthink. They spiral. Because now you're not reacting, and that's terrifying. It exposes their own guilt, their own mistakes, and while they reach, while they grasp for something to hold onto, you sit still, watching, waiting. They'll push buttons, they'll provoke, they'll say anything just to get a flicker from you. But the more you give them nothing, the more they collapse. Because your silence is not weakness, it's dominance. It flips the script, tilts the balance. Suddenly, you're the one in charge. Suddenly, they're the ones begging for answers. Your silence becomes the loudest thing in the room, and it echoes with power that they no longer have power over you. That their words, their games, their drama, none of it matters anymore. And that truth, it shakes them. So let them shout, let them run their mouths, let them stir the air with noise. You stay quiet, still, unshaken. Your silence isn't weakness, it's a message that you're beyond reach, beyond their control. It's not backing down, it's rising above. It's pure dominance. And in a world addicted to chaos, silence is the sharpest weapon you've got. So give it to them. Deliver it raw, deliver it ice cold. Silence that bites, silence that cuts deeper than any scream ever could. Let them feel it creeping in, wrapping tight around their chest like a noose, squeezing every ounce of certainty from them. Let it press down on them, let it suffocate them, because that's justice. That's the consequence they earned. People, they're takers. They drain, they feed, and then they vanish. But silence starves them, cuts off their supply, chokes their control. When you stop reacting, stop feeding the fire, they weaken, they shrink, they fade, and you rise. So don't waste another breath on those who never valued your voice. Don't spend your fire where there's only cold. You want to win, want peace, want to stop being the one who always gets burned? Then stop speaking. Cut off the oxygen. Go silent. Let the quiet crush them. Let them spiral when you give them nothing. Let your silence do what words never could. End it, because in this brutal world, silence isn't just protection. It's power. It's survival.